My name is Attorney Tabitha Marsh. I gotta follow behind that. Okay, now I want you guys to know that this year, 2018, there's gonna be 3 opportunities to vote for new judges. This is the reason why it is so important that you all vote. Now there are 2 seats that are gonna be in the open race, but there's also 1 seat that is in the incumbent race. And you all know the story. 4 years ago, the governor made an appointment. The people were not from here. They came in from the outside and started making decisions about us. And those decisions are what led to the Flint water crisis. The governor did the same thing 2 months ago. He appointed someone that was from the outside, that was not from Genesee County, Michigan. That person came in, and now she's a Genesee County Circuit Court judge, and she's making decisions about us. I am running against that person this year in this race. Now there are 9 people that are running for judges. I am the only one that is running against that person because I do not believe that we need another Snyder appointment making decisions about us here in the city of Flint or in Genesee County, Michigan. I am from Flint. I have 4 generations of people in my family that are from Flint. And we do not need someone that is not from Flint coming in to our county making decisions about us. So if you want to make a point to Governor Snyder, then you get out and vote. And you vote Attorney Tabitha Marsh against his incumbent, against the person that he chose. And you're going to be showing him that you do not want anyone that he chose making a decision about you.
Amen.
Hey, like Tony said earlier, it's going to be a lot of things that we disagree upon. It's going to be this right here is something that we agree on. All right, what we need to do is they have in court right now. You know what I'm saying, for the water. They have in court. Nobody show up. But when we did, it was about 8 of us that showed up for this water. They had police officers everywhere. They had police officers everywhere. But see, at the same time, you have to understand, just like Snyder and Rich Beard told me to go crawl back in my hole because he said that Flint people do not have the right to talk about Rich Beard. But you have some people even in Flint, you hear it now, uneducated, don't even know what's really going on. So you need to come to court and listen to the facts. Listen to the facts. Listen to who sold you out. Listen to the people that was around you who did the KWA. Listen, let me tell y'all, right? What you need to do, you have all these health issues going on, all right? You got a lot of health issues going on here. People dying of multiple myeloma, people dying of leukemia, people dying of non-Hodgkin's disease. We have to just not talk about water. We have to talk about the after effects, the public health of the people now. Because people are dying. People are dying. So we need to do that, all right? Let's start talking about the health, all right? Thank you.
One thing about it, everybody have a right to voice. Everybody have a right to voice. So I would respect everybody to respect each other in this.
So my name is Jennifer Kurland, and some of you guys here know me as the offensive feminist with Jenny K. I've been on the ground in Flint since the beginning, and I did a documentary on the Flint water crisis, and I have given the entire state legislature a 28-page annotated timeline that tells them what happened with the Flint water crisis from 2009 to 2015. So every time you guys go to Lansing, know that those state lawmakers know that the state is culpable in the Flint water crisis. Every single one of them got a 5-pound packet of information that tells them that the state is culpable, that the state signed off on the KWA bonds, and that they knew that the city of Flint was not financially able to get those bonds. That those bonds and that money that you are all paying in your water rates right now was illegal because it raised your debt limit over the dollar amount that debt limit should have been, especially for a financially strapped city. And the emergency managers knew, and your former mayor, Dane Walling, knew that the Flint water treatment plant could not properly treat water. They knew it, and they still let it happen anyways, and they knew that Detroit Water and Sewer, staying on Detroit, was cheaper. And they wanted to build the pipeline. And y'all were poisoned for a pipeline. And we know that in the Flint River, just in the fish advisories alone, there are PCBs, there's mercury, and there are PFOs. And those cause cancer, they cause developmental issues in children, and we know, and they know. And we need to hold them accountable.
That was information I didn't know.
All right. I'm glad to be back in the city. We had a successful day.
Yes, we did.
And thanks to everyone. And as we proceed, one of the things that we have to keep in mind is I do a lot of research. I spend a lot of time because I like to know what's going on in our city. And $500 and something million came in here. And there, almost every organization, almost every group, almost every attorney organization or business took advantage of that money. And what many of them did was they talked about supporting the people, but they put their venture first. Then they thought about the residents. Because there is impossible for $500 million to come into our community, and we still have people with delinquent water bills, with water shutoffs, and liens on their homes. It was misappropriated. It was given to people who were already wealthy. Our community was hijacked. And one of the things that we have to do is, while we're here, is we have to remember, quit keeping your eyes only on Rick Snyder. You have a lot of enemies right here at home.
Yes, yes.
We have a lot of enemies. And sometimes because they're our color, sometimes because they are friends, we don't want to admit who they are.
Say that. Say that.
The settlement for our community should have read, water pods will be closed after all infrastructure is repaired.
Absolutely.
We have to speak truth to power. And what we allow is people to come in and do anything to us, and because we fraternize and we have an affinity with them, we give them a pass. We can't afford to do that anymore.
Yeah.
We have to call it out on the carpet and say you are responsible, and you are a hijacker, and you are an opportunist when it comes to our community. $500 and something million came in here, and the residents still suffer. I was one of the first to voice my opinion about in-house filters from the intake in. And they said we weren't worth that. $500 million into our community that could have resolved the issues that we're dealing with. So as much as we're angry with Rick Snyder, we're angry with the stakeholders here and all the organizations and foundations that profit off this and left nothing for the residents in the city of Flint. Thank you.